Warning, this review has drug references, so if you don't like them, I suggest you leave. Hey guys, Alex Greeny here. Today we're going to be reviewing the movie Superfly from 1972. But is this movie really, well, Superfly? Let's find out. The movie starts off with our main protagonist, or rather anti-hero, cocaine dealer Priest, aka Youngblood, played by Ron O'Neal, the guy on the left. He meets up with two of his fellow dealers. One of them he owes money. You might be asking who? It's the bald guy in this scene, Fat Freddy, played by Charles McGregor, who owes Priest some money and is forced to either make his wife a or he has to rob another dealer. Although Freddy abhors violence and doesn't want to do it, he eventually agrees. Priest meets up with his partner, Eddie, played by Carl Lee, and discusses a plan to stop selling cocaine. Basically what his plan is, he plans to buy one last batch of 30 kilos of cocaine for $300,000 and then sell those for even more money so that way he and Eddie can retire. When Priest reveals to Eddie that he's going to scatter for some cocaine, Eddie says, "Nah, man, he doesn't sell anymore." Priest manages to convince him anyway, and they go to Scatter's bar. After a lit performance by the movie's composer, Curtis Mayfield, who you see in this footage right now, and we're going to cut away in 3, 2, 1, Priest and Eddie go to Scatter, played by Julius Harris, who you may remember as Captain Bolin from my Shaft's Big Score review, and they try to persuade him to sell him the cocaine. Scatter initially refuses, even holding Eddie at gunpoint. Priest tries to defuse the situation and persuades Scatter. He relents, but warns him that this is his last time. A little while later, Priest and Eddie are joined by Freddy, who pays Priest the money that he promised. The next day, Freddy is seen by an army of cops beating someone up and is arrested. When he's taken in for questioning, and after having his 8th Amendment rights violated, Freddy reveals where Priest and Eddie are, and as he tries to flee from the cops, he gets plowed over by a car, killing him. After picking up the cocaine, Priest and Eddie are apprehended by a bunch of cops, but the lieutenant, who apparently happens to be Scatter's supplier, says they can have as much as they want. Eddie is elated, saying they're set for life, but Priest still wants to quit. That night, while arguing with one of his mistresses, Priest gets a surprise visit from Scatter, who reveals to him about this guy named Reardon, played by producer Sig Shore, and that he's trying to kill him for quitting the business, and also gives him information on his family. After leaving, Scatter is apprehended by the cops and is given a fatal dose of drugs. Enraged and scared, Priest gives the information on Reardon and an envelope of cash to two mafia men and takes out a $100,000 contract on Reardon's life insurance. After Priest returns home and meets up with Eddie one last time and gets his money, Eddie calls the cops on Priest. Fortunately, he was prepared for this and gives the briefcase of the life insurance to his girlfriend, Georgia, played by Sheila Fraser, before meeting up with Reardon and beating him up. Reardon holds Priest at gunpoint before Priest tells him that if anything happens to him, he and his entire family will be killed due to life insurance being taken out. A helpless Reardon then watches as Priest escapes to meet up with Georgia. Overall, the characters are great, the action scenes, how many there are great, the acting is convincing, albeit realistic and kind of terrifying. Overall, I rate this movie a 9.2 out of 10. Go check it out if you can. It's amazing.